Welcome back to our mobility series here. We're going to be going into video number 10, which is the glute flow. This is a little bit of a confusing one if you haven't done it before, so track with me here. We're going to start into an all fours position, just like we did on our elbow crack rotation before, right? So we're starting in that great position. From there, I'm going to lift my knees just slightly off the floor, and I'm going to turn just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing there with my hips. So after all 4 points are on, my knees and my hands, I'm going to put my toes into the ground, and I'm going to lift just an inch or two underneath my knees. From there, I'm going to be swiveling my hips around. We're focused on two things during this mobility: keeping our chest position facing toward a wall, and keeping our hip position facing toward a ceiling. So I'm going to pick up my left hand and my right foot. I'm going to step through, not quite 180 degrees, at a small angle here, right? From here, I want you to worry about setting up your shoulder, just like we did during our elbow crease rotation. So by moving my elbow crease forward, it seats my shoulder in a good, healthy position. My top arm is going to be my plumb line, so I'm going to point it at the wall next to me and try to square out my t-shirt so it points directly over there with that logo. My last piece is to get my hips up and through as far as I can. So I'm going to actively push my knees apart like we practiced during our lazy squat and drive my glutes as high as I can into a bridge position. So these three things are what I'm checking for: good shoulder position like your AC space rotation, hand as your plumb line facing right toward the wall with your t-shirt, and hips cleared toward the ceiling. Now if you can move the camera around this way to see where my hips end up, this is the position I'm going to hold for between 5 and 10 counts. Mostly it'll depend on what your right arm is comfortable weight bearing. Once I finish that, I'm going to turn back down to my start position, and I'm going to step through with the opposite leg and do the exact same thing on the other side. So now I'm stepping through with my left foot, raising my right hand, pointing my right hand out as my plumb line, t-shirt's facing the wall, my hips are clear and back up toward the ceiling. We're going to look for 10 total reps here, 5 on each side, with about a 5 count at the top. So you should spend some good quality time up there. You're going to feel a lot of things. Some more of that thoracic rotation that we talked about earlier, a lot of shoulder stability, maybe even a little muscular endurance for your shoulders holding you up that whole time. And then you should feel a big clear through your hip flexors and glutes to get your hips into a fully extended position. Next, we're going to move on to video number 11, which is floor or wall slide.